Welcome back to Crofts Cards and Collectibles. Today we've got another grading reveal time-lapse video. I'm going to be sending off to an American company, CGC, this time around. I've got 25 cards I've selected to send off. Never sent to this company before, so it's a little bit of an experiment, so I don't want to send super duper best cards there, but we're definitely going to send some stuff that we think is worth some money. Mixture of some cards for myself and young Arlo. Let's take a look. So first card here is a V-Star card. It's a weird card. I never knew this existed. I believe, like I've literally written there, I think it's worth grading. PSA 10 has sold for 120 bucks recently. Raw, they're not worth much. 9, we'll probably just get our money back. CGC is going to cost us, I'll put these prices up here as I always do. CGC is going to cost us about $21 something. I'll put the exact amount up here per card. There's a bit of a special on at the moment where they're going to do autos for free. I've got some autos to send off. That's pretty cool. And they do a bulk submission of 25. So that's why I'm sending 25 off. So it's a little bit cheaper that way again. I signed up as a member for $159. I'll put their tiers up there because it's a little bit complicated, but they've got some good deals. You don't have to sign up and you can just submit your cards and pay full freight. You can pay, I believe, $39 and you get some special privileges that don't really add up to much. I paid $159, so I would get $150 credit, which I'm using on this order, and also a 10% discount, which I'm hoping I can also use on this order, so therefore this doesn't cost me too much to send off. Anyway, so that's the V-Star. Sorry about the long-winded description. Next one's these are all Arlo's cards, by the way. I think about the first 7 or 8. Pikachu holo here. I think it's getting straight 10s, something between $100 to a $200 card, hopefully there for young Arlo. Venusaur holo. Should get a 10. I put down the PSA prices. CGC prices aren't going to be quite as good as PSA prices, but that's obviously what we're going to strive for. We're going to try and think positive and even this playing field up. The Venusaur on the OG Pokemon there. Not sure whether Arlo wants to sell these or keep these. Well, I guess we'll see. He only tends to like to keep the 10s. He'll probably tell me to sell the rest and invest in more cards. Pop. We've got a potential 10 here, 30 to a 300, depending on what it gets, 10 or 9. This Namel, finally sending it off for grading. It's intrigued me for a while, this one. It's been bumping around a bit, the price, but as a 10, it's reasonably sought after, so. First of our Charizards. We've got a few Charizards in this, which is good. Arlo pulled this one, Radiant Charizard. See how it's got the shimmer effect all the way over the card. I guess that's maybe why they call it a Radiant. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's maybe a 10. It's a chance. Decent price on that, $180 maybe. Another Charizard, another one of Arlo's. He let me pull this one from the pack, so this is a holo. I check out these where I've got this centering corner edge surface. These are all the sub-categories for a card getting a grade. I tend to like to have a look at them under a microscope. I've got a bit of a microscope set up here off to the right of me. And I check them out. I don't spend crazy amounts of time, but I'm also of the awareness that graders don't spend a crazy amount of time. You can see that one's a little bit high in the top compared to the bottom. CGC is a little more lenient than PSA, so maybe it fits into the 10 bracket. I've got 2 of these. I pulled 2 of these recently just from literally packs I bought at the service station. So this is a PSA 10, has been selling for $250. I've got 200 there. It's recently gone up. I saw a CGC pristine 10 sold the other day for $350. So they both have to go off. One for Arlo, one for me. At the same time, I pulled this Yamper. I believe it's an illustration rare. I'm not 100% on that. Again, it could be about a $200 card if it gets a 10. These are into my Pokemon cards now. Obviously, me and Arlo will probably just share these out depending what he wants and what I want. Got a 10 here on the Black Curum. Can't pronounce that. Got a Dawn illustration rare. I think it's an illustration rare. For some reason, these character chewer cards are worth a little bit of money. The Gloom. I've had a few of these. I sold one or two of these. I think two of these for like $40 each. Then I thought, oh, maybe they're worth money if you grade them. So I was right. They are worth a pretty penny if they're graded. So managed to score another one. Send it off for grading, see how we go. Right, that's the Pokemon done. We're into the sports cards now. So this will be a mixture of mine and Arlo's. We've got the Alexia Putellas on the number to 250. So I think it could go close to a 10 surface. I'll give it a bit of a wipe down before I send it off. Hopefully a $100 to $200 card there. Another Putellas holding up the, I think it's the UEFA trophy there. Nice looking card. I think it's a 10. Her stuff and the next lady's cards coming up. Bon Marty, they sell super easy. They sell for good money. People who like these two athletes don't mind digging into their pockets to buy stuff that's of high grade. So hopefully these cards get good grades. We've got the Bon Marty to $2.99 here. I have pulled an auto of this particular card once to $75. So yeah, so that's a 9.5. We've got Queens of Football. It's pretty well just an insert card, but again, like I said, I'll get these Bon Marty and Alexia cards graded purely because they sell so easily. Like I have no drama in selling them at all. Sam Kerr. Sam's been a bit up and down in the market lately based on off-field shenanigans, but she's been kicking goals again, so she'll be all up and about in the market. Sold an auto card the other day for good money, $250. Of this actual card, this card's numbered to 49. The auto I had was numbered to 75. So yeah, looking for, that's a nice card, that one. I like the picture. Couple of Caitlin Clarks coming up. Kel is the Caitlin Clark fan, my daughter-in-law. She already has this card. If it gets, I think she's got it as a 10 in SGC. So if it gets a 10 with CGC, we might have the debate with regard to which one we sell off. I'm going against SGC. Oh, so many G's. SGC, just because it's been bought out by PSA recently. We've got an iconic card here on the draft. Caitlin Clark card. We think it's probably a 9, a chance of higher. It's still, like, this is a 10, isn't over a $500 card. So it's well worth having a shot at grading it. See how lenient CGC can be. Into the autos. Okay, we've got an Aguero auto to 5. This is a 2 of 5. No, 3 of 5. Check that out. So I managed to pull this one in a little box battle me and young Arlo were having. He pulled the Pajor to 50. So him loving, obviously, the male soccer cards and me having a good collection of female soccer cards, I said, hey, Arlo, let's do a straight trade. He questioned that. He thought Pop was trying to rip him off, as if I would do that. He was thinking that this card that he had his hot little hands on was worth more than the 2.5 Aguero. Now, I don't know what these two cards are worth. Maybe it says on the back. I don't think there's too much value because it's a fairly new set they actually come out of. So we're talking 9s, 9.5, so even the Aguero is actually a chance of a higher grade. So anyway, Arlo, we'll see how that goes. I might make you stick to your choice of the Pajor. All right, we're in 2. Here we go. We've got a Cracked Ice Sam Kerr auto. Colour match on the shimmer there. It's kind of a nice looking card. It's just Cracked Ice. It's not numbered or anything. We'll send this off. CGC's doing free grading on the autos, meaning the card and the auto can both get a grade. So looking for 10 10s, obviously. Here we've got a pair. the last ones actually for the video for now. Pair to 50. We got the Bon Marty and the Alexia. Some kind of Chinese celebration type scenario. I like it. I like this particular numbered card because it was a gold label, and I think it'll match the card quite nicely. Some of the other borders for the different numbered cards, like 75 was a teal type color. It just didn't look right. This is what looked best as far as that set went. So I kind of invested in these. $200 card. I don't think they're going to grade crazy well, but again, like I said, people who like these two players tend to dig into their pockets quite happily. So if I could get them graded the same grade, even if it was like an 8.5 or a 9, I think that would actually be able to then sell them as a pair pretty well. So anyway, that's it. We'll fast forward in time. A bit of editing magic will happen, and we'll review the rest of this video in a moment when CGC gets them back to us. So fast forward about 8 weeks. See ya. Okay, welcome back. Crofts Cards and Collectibles. What has been a heartbeat for you, supposed to be about 4 weeks for me, has been 6 months. This has taken forever. CGC was quite cooperative with some emails, so helped me keeping track of where my order was up to, as their little login scenario wasn't really updating. But that's because the cards weren't going anywhere. They were just sitting in a pile, waiting to get graded. 6 months though. PSA is not even taking submissions at the moment. Well, not bulk submissions anyway. I got on Tag website yesterday. They're not taking submissions. So it seems as though everyone's ground to a halt. Record numbers of cards getting graded. So this was my little experiment with CGC. Never graded with them before. Have had a few graded cards from them I've purchased, but never actually had anything graded. So a little bit of an experimental lot. Obviously, you've just seen the grades I predicted. I'm going to be going from memory a little bit, as I can't 100% remember exactly what I said each card was, but I'll probably put it up on the screen just in case I do say it wrong. Outside of that, though, we might jump straight into it because this has probably been a fairly lengthy video. I know what everything is, so I won't be acting surprised or anything like that. At the front is all the sports cards. I might start with what ended up a little bit disappointing, the ones from the back section. I think as far as CGC goes now, they're only just recently getting into sports cards. I think they have 2 sections. So I think this would have been graded by the TCG graders, and then this would have been graded by the sports card graders. Anyway, we'll see how we go. A lot of these were Christmas openings from Arlo. So a lot of these cards are actually Arlo's, particularly the Pokemon. So this was one that, well, I was kind of keen to get it graded because I heard that if they were a 10, and I did think this one would get a 10, this V-Star, they're worth a little bit of money. I then did a little bit more research and learned they're worth a little bit of money because no one grades them. So if you did actually want a V-Star in your collection, then you would be rare to find one on eBay for sale because people just don't get these graded. Anyway, I thought it was a 10. Let's see what it actually got. And it got a 9, which is not ideal. Arlo I have spoken to about this one. He's still keen to keep it, which is great. So we'll pop that one to the side, rip into the next one. We've got what I thought was a pretty cool looking Pikachu Holo from the Pokemon Go set. Again, I wouldn't have sent this off if I didn't think it was going to get a 10, and it got, it got an 8.5. So I think Arlo's bitterly disappointed with that, and he's going to sell it. He wants to buy more cards, which is fair enough. All right, we've got the Venusaur Holo here in the Pokemon Go set again. And I think this one, if it gets a 10, is about a $100 card maybe, around that sort of mark anyway. And what did we get? We got our first Gem Mint 10. So Arlo, funnily enough, I think said sell it. He can keep it, but I think he said sell it. We'll see what he says tomorrow when I see him. All right, so we've got a Snorlax. We basically sent a few off of the ones that we kind of like the characters, I guess. Again, we wouldn't have sent it off if we didn't think it was going to get a 10, and it got an 8.5, which is pretty disheartening. So these will be up on eBay by the end of the evening. Now, this was my stuff up. This is a Namel. Now, I think it's a pretty cool looking card. It's kind of grown on me. I thought I'd hate it once I found out what it actually was. My limited knowledge of Pokemon at the time led me to believe that this was potentially a sticker. It was, if you peeled it off, it would have a Ditto Pokemon character underneath it. It should have, if it is that card, it'll have a Ditto symbol down here, and this one does not. So it is basically just the common Namel. It's kind of a pretty cute card though. Might see if Scarlet wants to keep it. We'll see. Anyway, lo and behold, the one we probably didn't really care what it got because it's really worthless anyway, gets a 10. So the Namel, I might just keep it as a reminder of doing your research properly before you send things off. So, a couple of the better ones. We've got our Radiant Charizard here. A 9 or a 10 is kind of acceptable for this one. I do think from memory it was going to get a 10. I probably would have sent this one off anyway, so I will put the grades up here, or what my prediction was anyway. Maybe I thought it was a 9 or a 9.5, but it got a 9, which is still worth keeping. Arlo's still going to keep the Charizard there, which is fair enough. Another Charizard here on the holo. Again, probably would have sent it anyway. It was one of Arlo's Christmas presents, like I said. This one got a 9. Not a horrible grade, but obviously everyone wants 10s, particularly young Arlo. But he's going to keep the Charizards. He's a Charizard fan. So we've got another Charizard here from the... what set was this one? Phantasmal Flames. The standard EX, if it's a 10, it's, I think, about maybe $60 to $100 card. So it's worth getting a 10. And we got a 9. Devastating. Anyway, so we'll sell that. We're not keeping a 9 of that one because they're a pretty common card. I've got more of them. Oh, and hence I've got another one right here. What did we get this time? And hey presto, we get a 10. So no doubt Arlo's got dibs on that one. He'd be pretty keen to add that to his Charizard collection. All right, one that I thought would have been worth a little bit of money if it got a 10, the Yamper. And it got a 9, so we'll sell that for probably very little, maybe 20 or 30 bucks. But I think that is the end of the Pokemon. Let's see what we've got next. No, we've still got more. We've got the Black Kyurem, an EX card. Not really sure why we graded it. Maybe I did some dodgy research again, but we got a 10. So I don't think Arlo's mad keen on it, so we'll send it off. They've got a nice little kind of starry sparkle through them that I haven't seen before in this light. It's nice. Anyway, so quick look at the case. I'm going to do a video reviewing all the grading companies that I've used over the last 3 years and review kind of their holders, their label, their holders, what I think of them. I have had some CGC ones before, but I really do like this holder. It's kind of professional looking. It's clean. It's like crystal clear. It's quite sturdy. The PSA ones, nowhere near as good as this. I'm bitter and twisted about PSA, but credit where credit's due. This is a cheaper service than PSA, and their grading card holders are quite professional. All right, we've got a Dawn on, I think, what's an illustration rare. Again, we wouldn't have sent this off unless we thought it was going to get a 10, and it's got an 8.5. That is devastating. Let's move on rapidly. All right, we've got a Gloom. That's what some of these grades have been, really, haven't they? We're not off to the flashiest start. I think we've only got a couple of 10s, maybe 3 10s out of that lot, which isn't great for my predictions, but my predictions I don't think were too far off, except for those 8.5s. They were a bit devastating, but this Gloom's quite a good card if it gets a 10. But it doesn't, it gets a 9. So we'll sell that off maybe for 20 or 30 bucks again. People are still keen on the 9s. Not so much with that sort of card for our collection, or Arlo's in particular. All right, so we're into the sports cards now. So lots of soccer. I don't think there's anything else other than soccer in this lot. Oh, there's a couple of Caitlin Clark cards for Arlo's mum. So what we've got here is the Alexia Putellas to 250. Quite a good card. And we get a 10. So look at that, Gem Mint 10. We'll probably be selling that one off. I think it's probably about $100, but I'll have to do some research. We've got another Alexia here, and we get a 9. So that one's not numbered at all, so it's not really worth too much at all. But remembering we were doing this as an experiment, so I wanted to send some cards that I thought would grade well and sell well, but I didn't necessarily send the high-end stuff that we're going to be sending if this grading submission goes well. All right, so we've got Atania Bonmati here to $2.99, and we get a Gem Mint 10. So that one went well. I think I bought that one off eBay from memory. I definitely didn't pull that card. All right, we've got another Bonmati here, Queens of Football. Quite a good-looking card on the chrome, and we get another 10. So I think we can predict here that the sports cards are grading better than the Pokemon. All right, we've got Sam Kerr, the great Sam Kerr here now. Numbered to 49, the Inception. Playing for Chelsea here. She's now off to the American League. What did we get? A 9.5. I wonder what I predicted on that one. It'd be one that, given we're a Sam Kerr fan, we would have probably sent that anyway, even if I thought it was going to be a 9.5. We'll put it up here, see how I went. It's a bit thicker card, that one, so they've actually put it in a thicker, even sturdier. It feels even better, actually, that one, the big, thick case. That's awesome. All right, so here we go, a couple of American cards. We've got the Caitlin Clark college record card. Kel already has this in an SGC 10, and the SGC logo, since PSA's bought it, has basically probably rendered that card worthless, which is disappointing. So if this one grades well, Kel can have it. We've got a Gem Mint 10, so Kel can have 2 Gem Mint 10s of this one now. And I'll be interested to see what she says about the CGC and how it looks. I do think it looks better than the SGC tuxedo holder. We've got a pretty big card here. I was a bit scared to send this one off given it was experimental, but I was kind of keen for Kel to get her hands on this card. I predicted this would get a 9, which at the time I sent it would have still made it a $100 card. I think at the time I sent it, 6 months ago, it was probably about a $400 or $500 card if it got a 10. Now that's a PSA number. CGC doesn't get the kind of price accolades that PSA does, but we'd be pretty pumped if this got a 9 or above. And it got a 10, which is crazy awesome, because I thought it'd only get a 9. I can't remember why I thought it'd get a 9. That would have been on the previous part of the video. But it got a 10. We will take it. That will be going into Kel's collection. All right, this is one. Young Arlo pulled this one. The Pajor. She just kicked a couple of goals in the UEFA Cup Barcelona final win. 49 of 50. And we get the auto. So CGC's just started grading autos. They weren't doing that before. So this card should have a card grade and an auto grade. Let's see. We got a Gem Mint 10 and we got an auto 10. So that's, I believe, my first ever 10-10. I don't think I've had a 10-10 before. So that's pretty awesome. Good player. I think we're selling it. I'll have to talk to Arlo. He is a bit of a Barcelona fan, so we'll see. All right. I think the next one's also a Barcelona player too. On the men's team, we've got Aguero, I think you pronounce it. This one's a pretty big card. We got a 3 of 5. I pulled this one. Arlo, I tried to do a straight swap with Arlo because I thought I'll have the Pajor and you can have the Aguero. I'll just do your straight swap. He thought Pop was ripping him off. So I think I'm just giving them both to Arlo, to be honest, but we'll see if he wants to keep them. So yeah, we're looking for another 10-10 here, would be lovely. And we got it, 10-10. That's probably, besides the Caitlin Clark draft card, probably the most expensive card in there. Maybe. There's a couple of big ones to come, but 10/10s will take all day. Okay, we've got a Sam Kerr auto on the cracked ice, the blue cracked ice, so it's a bit of a colour match like this card. Probably won't sell it for a while, and if I do sell it, probably big money. We got an 8.5, which is a bit devastating, but it's a 10 auto. I'd think because it's an 8.5, it won't be worth too much, so we'll probably just keep it. Like, it's Sam Kerr. We won't give that one away by any means. All right, probably the two bigger cards that I paid up for when I bought them. We've got a pair. So this two is basically the previous best player in the world and the current best player in the world, Alexia and Bon Marty. So we'd be, I think I predicted 8s. So these are both out of 50. The Year of the Dragon card. I like them because of the gold border. I think they're kind of an attractive kind of card. I'll probably be selling these as a pair, given these are Barcelona's two best players. So we might look at the previous world's best player first, Alexia, and see what we got. I was predicting 8s, and we got a 7.5. It's not too bad. It's only half a point off. The auto got a 10. That's the main thing with this card, is you want the autos to get 10s. So that one's not too bad. It's got a bit of fluff and stuff on it. That's not on the card, I promise. It's on the case. But yeah. And then the current world's best player. They both won the UEFA Championship recently. So these prices for these cards should be up and about. Again, I was predicting an 8 on this and got an 8.5 this time. So we got half a point up. Would have been nice if the pair both got 8s. But we got two 10 autos there. We'll sell them off as a pair and make some money so we can buy some more cards and get some more cards graded. All right, there we go. I think I'm going to call CGC a win. We'll give them a thumbs up. At least they got them back to me. If I sent something to PSA, it wouldn't even get back to me for 12 months at the moment. BGS, I'll have to have a look at their turnarounds at the moment. I've got more gradings to do, but definitely putting CGC on the list of graders I like. So we'll send another lot off to them soon. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to do a video next on all the cases and stuff, like I said, the holders and the grading companies. So keep your eye out for that one. But thank you, and we'll see you soon. Bye.